why you should never call a good girl a unicorn. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video, but first, watch the entire video. Another thing that I wanted to say, we're not talking about all women, it just seemed like it, and if any woman feels offended by my videos, you really need to check yourself. All right, let's get into it. Today, we're gonna be talking about why you should never call a woman a unicorn, especially to her face. If you come across a good girl, don't ever tell her that she's different from all the other girls. These are things that you keep to yourself. So I'm gonna tell you why you should never do that. First, you're already placing her on a pedestal, all right? When you give a woman a name that symbolizes as a good woman, you're automatically putting her on a pedestal. She's gonna know you're putting her on a pedestal, and you're gonna know you're putting her on a pedestal. The only difference is you're gonna cause it to go to her head. You have to understand that any compliments you give to a woman, whether she's good, bad, good girl, it don't matter. The more compliments that you give her, the faster her ego boosts up. A lot of good women do not have an ego because a lot of people are not giving them compliments. So the first thing that you need to understand is that you're automatically putting her on a pedestal. Once you put her on a pedestal, then you're gonna start treating her different. Every man does it. The moment you think you got a good girl and she's the girl that you like and she's gonna complete you and she's just totally different than everybody else, you're gonna automatically start putting her on the pedestal and you're gonna start treating her different. And you could turn her into a narcissist against you. Next, it creates expectations. Let's say you do have her labeled as a unicorn. All right, there are certain things that certain ways that you're going to be expecting her to act based off the simple fact that you think she's different and that she's a good girl. All right, when you start doing things like that and she doesn't turn around and start acting like this unicorn you thought she was, you're gonna get mad at her. And a lot of people do that. You take people, you put them on a pedestal, and then the moment they go outside those barriers of the pedestal that you placed them on, then you get mad. People do that when they come across new friends that they admire. You know what I'm saying? They're like, this is my best friend. And people look at them like, y'all just met. Just because you guys got a couple things in common doesn't mean that this guy is not a snake. That's what you guys do with women. You start dating and come across so many of the wrong women that when you come across a girl who may have 4 or 5 different traits than the last 10 girls that you deal with, you automatically make her a unicorn. And then in the future, she turns into somebody else and then you're back hating women all over again. All because you thought she was something that she has yet to prove herself because she did a couple things right that you like. Next, it just doesn't give her a chance to prove herself. All right? If a girl's gonna be a unicorn, you really can't make that determination until like you guys put in time, months after you've challenged her, after you've tested her. You have to understand, most girls, if they do like a man, they're gonna play the part that they think that man wants. They're gonna try to be the girl that they think that he likes. So if she's a bad girl, and she's been around the block a couple times and she thinks that he likes good girls, she's gonna try to come around him and try to talk like a good girl, like she's a wholesome chick, all right? That's what you gotta get past. A lot of you guys just don't understand the chameleon of how a woman could be. When you start throwing the word unicorn out there, trust me, when you start throwing the word unicorn out there, you probably haven't even gave her a chance to prove herself wrong. Next, it blinds you of her flaws. Everybody is not perfect and everybody has flaws. The only difference is you'll be blinded by them from putting her on a pedestal. You'll be blinded by the things that she can do to you. You'll be blinded by little things. You'll be like, she's a good girl. That's her mom calling her phone. She's a good girl. That's her sister calling her phone. Why? Because women are good at playing the good girl role And then when people call the phone and she starts doing little stuff, she'll tell you, oh, that's my cousin, or that's my auntie, oh, that's my mom, that's my sister. All right? All because you're blinded by her nature. All because you came to a conclusion at the beginning that she was a unicorn. You ignored everything that she could do that all the other girls do as well. So understand, making her a unicorn blinds you from all her flaws and red flags that you're supposed to be paying attention to. Next, you start to look desperate. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you tell a woman she's a good woman, it makes it sound like you're ready to get married. That's just how it is. When you tell somebody, oh man, you're a good woman, you're a good man, I bet I got guys just like you, guys want to marry you, guys want to do this. When you start telling people things like you're on a different level, you're good, you're this, it makes you look desperate as a man. Because you know why? Because when you start giving women compliments that they're different from other women, they know that you've sat back and analyzed and nitpicked them. Why are you nitpicking her? It's because you're looking for somebody to marry. People that are not looking for someone to marry is really just looking to have sex, and they skip through all the BS and they get straight to it. A woman knows that. So a woman knows if you sat back and called her a good girl and she's the girl that's desirable and she's a unicorn, she's different from all the other girls, you look desperate. You look like you're ready to get married. That's something that you cannot do. You cannot do that. So don't call her a unicorn, because it does more damage to how she views about you. Next, last but not least, and this is where a lot of you guys have went wrong from making a woman a unicorn. You expect your relationship to be perfect, and then it doesn't turn out perfect. Then the good girl done turned bad. Then she done use you. You've been married for a very long time. Now you trapped in with kids. Now you trapped in with that. I'm telling you, girls that are so innocent at the beginning of the relationship that you think is just so sweet and wholesome is typically going to turn into the girls that become the biggest bitches and devils in the relationship. All because you slept on her at the beginning by placing her in a category that she never proved herself. So in conclusion, never call her a unicorn, because it's going to cause you to be blind to all her flaws. At the same time, it takes and places her up on a pedestal, which gives her the ego. Once she gets the ego and you're already blinded by all of her flaws, you're expecting the relationship to be perfect. Meanwhile, she lost respect the whole time because you look desperate. It all starts to coordinate. Remember, I told you, if you're going to mold a woman to you, it starts at the beginning. You have to start being the dominant one at the beginning. You have to start portraying yourself as the valuable one in the relationship, and she should be happy to you. The moment you make a woman feel like she's the key, she's the everything in the relationship, that's going to be the day that you fail over and over again. And a lot of you guys have to be taught that. All right. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you was able to get the message. Comment, like, subscribe. All the videos go to the Patreon before they come here. Hasta la vista.